Did you know that scammers called ghosters can actually steal the identity of deceased people? I know it's terrible, but it can happen. And unfortunately, it's almost kind of easy. So here are 3 things to keep in mind if you are the executor of an estate or dealing with the death of a loved one to protect their identity even after they have passed away. The first is to notify the Social Security Administration. Now, yes, the funeral home should file a statement that also does this, but especially if you are the spouse, you should contact the Social Security Administration as soon as possible. A spouse is entitled to a lump sum benefit most of the time, so that's one thing you can take care of. But the other is to notify Social Security Administration because that's a place that has so much information that could be a potential place for scammers to go and to steal that information. So notify the Social Security Administration first off. The second thing that you should be sure to do is to notify the credit bureaus. Now, you might not think of this, but it is a good practice to send a copy of the death certificate to each of the 3 major credit reporting agencies. That's Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. You should also request a copy of the deceased person's credit report so that you can see if there is any questionable activity on there. Scammers can open up credit cards and loans in the name of a deceased person. And because people usually aren't paying attention to that or thinking about it, this could go on for months before the crime is actually detected. So as part of the other paperwork that you're doing, if you're an executor, report the death to the credit reporting agencies as well. And then number 3, if you're writing up an obituary for your loved one, be careful. Don't put in a whole bunch of personal information that sadly scammers can use to have identity theft once again. So these are things like mother's maiden name, address, date of birth even. This is essential personal information that you probably wouldn't reveal to a scammer online. So don't put it in the obituary either. Those details are not needed. So be careful when you are dealing with the identity of a deceased person. Don't put that information in the obituary. File a copy of the death certificate with credit reporting agencies and notify the Social Security Administration. And of course, any other financial institutions where the deceased person had financial relationships and accounts. Hope this is helpful to you. Until next time, be safe out there.